last Monday, I'm flying from Salt Lake City to Austin. I'm going to meet Karen Bartlett with Rick, bike from San Antonio to Austin on that little, she wanted that. She had read my book, we had talked, had shared a couple of calls through Rick with her, encouraged her on that journey. And we were working on a home purchase, on a home opportunity. And I called and said, I need to get there a little bit late. Switch from Delta. They're waiting for me, feeling so bad about this. And I fly Southwest from Salt Lake to Denver. Let me tell you why I tell you that story. Rick Vandermyden tells me the next morning, hey, you went through Denver, and what did you say?
He said, did you see my post on Facebook a couple months ago, or did I tell you about it, about the server at the Timberline restaurant?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. So August 24th, I'm coming back from Atlanta. I was not going to go through Denver. I happened to walk into this restaurant, and I come in, and I'm seated, and I was debating about two different restaurants. Come in, and I sit down, and the server comes up, and she says, hi, I'm Tiffany, and I'm here to serve you for this next little slice. Like, slice of what? Are we then done? What happens then, right? She goes, no, it's this next little slice of your life. She goes, I'm just here to serve you. I don't know if I'll ever see you again, but I want to serve you for the next hour for dinner. I'm like, wow, that's cool. For the next 2 hours, we had running dialogue, right? She'd serve other people. She'd come back, talk a little bit, you know. And as we were going through the dialogue, I'm going, Tiffany, listen, I know somebody who can help you out. We had just ridden the Leadville 100 race 2 weeks before this, okay? And I said, I'm going to send you a book, okay? And it'll come from the author, it'll be personalized to you and your daughter. And you show up so well. You are so good at what you do. You're so in your natural gifts. If you or your daughters, if your daughters are like you, if you or your daughters ever need a job, call me. And I'll put you in touch with the Keller Williams because you show up as somebody I'd want to have in one of my businesses. Her 18-year-old daughter, the father of her 18-year-old daughter, died when she was pregnant. The 17-year-old daughter, husband was gone shortly after the child was born. She raised those two girls alone. Okay. 12 years ago she had married, and now they have another kid. But I was so blown away by Tiffany, and some of you heard the stories like that. That was somebody who's living their gifts. I thought I told Kevin about it, apparently I didn't, but I sent her the 2 books.
So, we're in the car, and he says, have you ever gone in, you just went through Denver, you should go into the Timberline restaurant, you've got to meet this server named Tiffany. I said, I think I did. I ate there last night. Did they have white napkins and silverware inside of there? Does she have a beautiful smile? Here's a picture right here with her daughters that she sent me Friday. You can pass that around. Because as Rick described her, I sat down at my table. I had a blue shirt on, the blue shirt I wore yesterday, Marie, when I spoke to the E-Women's Networking group here. And she came up and said, hi, I'm going to be your server. That is a beautiful shirt. And I wanted to say, you have a beautiful smile, and I should have. I've been married 34 years. You want to be appropriate. You don't want to send the wrong signal, right? But I didn't, and she didn't come back to my table. She clocked out. I charged my phone in the corner. It's the next morning in the van that Jillian is driving. Jillian heard this whole, did you hear this conversation, Jillian? And I started to describe her. Rick says, does she have just a little red in her hair? I said, that is it. When you get on path and you get on purpose, you will meet people who've been waiting on your path all along. They were just waiting for you to get on path. When it comes back, I'll even read the text message, because when I came through, finishing what I had done in Austin that Friday, she wasn't on yet. I left a message at the restaurant. Here's my private cell number. This is Kevin Hall. You greeted me the other day. I wrote the book Aspire that you and your daughters are reading. Are we aware of that when we look? Here's what she said to me. Now just listen to this. It's very organic today. this is for you. You're going to have some questions, some thoughts. We want to make sure that we get into that. But look at the intention and the power of her words. You haven't heard this, have you, Tiffany? Because I hadn't met her then. I hadn't gone back and made that connection. My wife and I called her on our date Friday night. I don't usually do that. And I said, Sherry, this is just amazing. Can I call her? I told her the story. It's a beautiful smile. Happily married. This is what she sent me after I left the note. So when I arrived home, boom, it came on my phone. Namaste, Kevin, 8 exclamation points. Just sharing that enthusiasm. Enthusiasm comes from God. Theos is God. Enthusiasm means God within, or God's gift within. So when she came up and had that beautiful smile like with Rick, she could be anywhere. She's serving in an airport, right? She's working for the future of these 2 beautiful daughters, and she can do anything, and she will. She's coming to our event in Coronado in January. She writes this, Namaste, Kevin. It is Tiffany from the Timberline. I was very disappointed that I missed our meet and greet today. That's what she would have called. We would meet, we would greet. I was looking forward to it. I do remember you out of all the people there that day. Do we remember someone that we met, somebody that's serving as somebody that's in line? It's refreshing to know that there are people like ourselves. You see her thought process? Mm-hmm. Who said wonderful over here? Judy, can you? There are people like ourselves. Sometimes we put somebody on a pedestal, right? We'll see somebody in their gift cell and someone working, we say, oh, look at that. We're all alike. If you ever feel inferior to someone in a certain setting, you'll likely feel superior to someone else in a different setting. Didn't we talk about that yesterday, Sam? We're all the same. We're all in this together, and she gets that. That's the essence of Genshai, the very first word in the book. To never treat another person in a manner that would make you feel small, including yourself. If you hear that today, and you apply that today, you don't treat anybody small, you don't let anybody treat you small, but above all, you play big. You never play small again. She's been knocked down a time or 2 or 3. And she wrote, isn't it amazing there are people like ourselves? Gillian, isn't this kind of fun to hear the other end of the story? In the world that are representatives in making the world a better place, one person at a time, until we meet again. I call her with my wife. She then writes this to me the next morning, saying, I don't always do this, Kevin, I'm not a stalker, I'm not on the phone all the time. But she writes again the next morning, and if it's okay, I'll just share this. Is that all right?
Yes.
Good morning and namaste to you and your wife. I know it's really early, but I just arrived at work and I couldn't stop thinking about our conversation. I went to sleep and woke up trying to remember everything we talked about. This is the beginning of a lifelong relationship experience. I won't do this often, but I thought this was something I had to relate to you guys. Peace and blessings, Tiffani and family. She sent me the picture of her with her 2 daughters, just to put some faces with your new spiritual family from left to right. Samaya at Regis University, 17 years old. That's me in the middle. And Paradise. Mesa University, 18 years old. Every thought that you think, every word that you speak, the way you say it, what it sends off, it creates your future.